Last week, the nation was buzzing over the issue of question paper leak of CBSE 10th and 12th board exams. These exams started on the 5th of March. The 10th boards were supposed to finish on the 4th of April and the 12th on the 14th of April. Today, there's been an announcement that there is going to be a re-examination of the economics exam of the 12th board, which is scheduled for the 25th of April, and there will be no re-examination for the maths exam, in which again there was a question paper leak issue. Now, why are we looking at this issue? What are the two sides? Let's quickly get on with it. Well, on one hand, we have those who believe that it is the CBSE that should take the full responsibility for this disaster, for this catastrophe, so to speak, because remember, 28 lakh students are impacted, are affected by this. Of course, now we eliminate those who are in the 10th, taking the 10th board, because only the 12th board students will have to take the re-examination. But nevertheless, this entire fiasco has raised certain questions on the veracity of a board like the Central Board of Secondary Education and how they are conducting themselves. A primary duty of a board is to conduct free and fair examinations. So the CBSE has failed in its very basic duty of conducting these board exams. What has happened here? There has been a breach of the security system. There are systems that have been put in place. There is supposed to be a person responsible who's called the custodian, who is a CBSE official, who actually escorts the question paper from a government bank where it is kept the night before. He brings the question paper to the examination center. Under his supervision, the seal is supposed to be broken and then the exam is conducted. But here there has been a breach of that system. This particular custodian, K.S. Rana, has been suspended. But is that enough? Shouldn't those holding responsible positions in the board also be made accountable? Is it enough just to dismiss the official who was immediately on duty, or should we question the board at large? Those who argue that the CBSE is responsible raise questions about why the CBSE chief is still in office. Well, on the other side, there are those who argue that you may put as many systems in place, but as long as there are corrupt people who are willing and who have the wherewithal to breach these systems, these kind of instances will always happen. They believe the problem lies somewhere else. Now remember, there were two tutors who were involved in this racket. Now the Delhi police is very clear that this is just one module. This is just one small syndicate that they have cracked, the one that has operated out of the Mother Kazani school in Bhavana. There could be other modules operating in this manner. But what is important is that these are tutors in a coaching center. Two of them colluded with a third partner to send the question paper across, and this third person sold off the question paper for a paltry amount of money to various students. Now, but is it just these three people? Are there more rackets? That is one question. And the second question is that these tutors are under pressure to get more students for their coaching centers, because it's important for them to survive in the business. Remember, there has been a mushrooming of tutorials and coaching centers, and it's become a business of sorts. So there are questions about the education system in this country, whether it is on the right track. Why is there a mushrooming of so many tutorials and coaching centers? Why are our colleges and schools not enough for the students to get their education? Because as long as you have these coaching centers, and when there are competition, there's competition among them to make money, these kind of malpractices will continue. There were 15 CCTV cameras apparently in that examination center. None of that worked. So for a minute, even if we assume that the CBSE has done everything on its part to ensure that the protocol is maintained, even after that there can be breaches if such elements in our society exist who are ahead of the system. They can crack, in fact they can hack into any kind of system if they really want to. Therefore, the larger issue of our education system has to be addressed. Why are teachers underpaid in schools and colleges that compels them to take tuitions outside. So it's a vicious cycle of things, and that is where the real problem lies. So those who argue that the problem simply does not lie with the CBSE or its functioning, there is a larger issue with our education system that needs to be severely dealt with. What do you think? Where do you stand on this? Do write in to me. I'll be waiting to hear from you.